Welcome back to Local Lunch on UCFM 87.8. And right now, I'm joined with a very, very, very special guest, Carla Geneve. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, James. Thanks for having me.
Let's start off with some stuff that, I'm being selfish here, stuff that I want to talk about. You've been putting some videos up online of you teaching people guitar. Tell me a bit about that. Where did the idea come from, and what's the response been like?
Okay, it's a good question. First of all, the idea came from me having to use my social media more because it's not really my vibe. And I had to post more because I was going to put out a record. And I just was not vibing the idea of like, oh, I'll just post for the sake of posting. So I was like, if I'm going to be putting out like just slop into the world, into the digital world, like at least I want it to do something positive. I want it to like help someone or like do literally anything except for just filling up someone's feed. So I was like, well, I could teach people guitar. And that's why I did it. And it went quite well. People liked it, but I think it's because like they were getting answers to questions that they wanted, and it made me feel nice. I was like, oh, if my reel makes someone go home and pick up their guitar, like that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
yeah, I liked it.
And
It
it's
was
just
quite.
kind of a cool, different form of content, which is, exciting and it's good. Um,
Yeah,
did you teach guitar previously?
yeah. I've done a lot of guitar teaching. I'm not really a guitar teacher anymore, but I would say from like maybe like 16 to 23.
Oh, yeah.
I did like pretty made like that was mainly what I did for my job. But I don't do it so much anymore. Now I'm more like, I guess like community engagement and doing like jam sessions and stuff, which is really fun as well. But yeah, so it was kind of fun to like do guitar teaching again. I was
Yeah,
like, oh yeah,
and
I
record
do,
it.
I do enjoy this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a guitar teacher too, and it's like, info dumping like your best pieces of advice is always fun. And that kind of leads in nicely to my next question. If you had to pick one piece of guitar advice or guitar info, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. And I want to hear yours after this as well, by the way.
Okay, all right.
Uh, Mine would be, uh, I think like be lazier. You know what I mean? Like if you there's a way to the guitar is set up to be like the laziest instrument. Like you don't have to be going, oh, all the way up there, all the way down here. Like there's probably something within a centimeter where you can play the exact same thing. Like make it lazier, and then the easier it is for you, the more cool you can make it sound because you're more comfortable playing it. That's my best piece of advice.
My best piece of advice, and the bit that made everything click for me on guitar is when I learnt the E minor pentatonic scale. And
That's a good one.
I love it. It's so good. And my guitar teacher was just like, you can move that anywhere. And I was like, oh my God, I know everything. I know everything about music now, which was,
That's a good, that's good as well because I love playing it open.
hmm
And anything you play in E minor, you could just play any of those notes and it sounds good. Like,
exactly. All right.
yeah,
We're
nice.
nerding out about guitar a bit
Nerded.
too much.
We've nerded
Um,
out.
let's change to something else. Let's talk about Skyrim.
Yes, this is the best interview ever.
Talk to me about Skyrim.
Um, I love Skyrim. I love all Bethesda games. But yeah, I went through like a particularly, I would say from like October to the start of the year, like March, April. Start of this year, I just kind of like pretty much all I did was play Skyrim. I go through periods with video games where I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is my life. And then I'll like go off it and then usually get way more into music again, but it feels like a bit of a cycle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was living in Skyrim for a while, yeah.
Living in Skyrim. Are the streams coming back anytime soon? Or are we out of living in Skyrim?
I want to do it, but my thing is like I don't think anyone wants to watch me do it.
People were watching you, Carla. What do you
I
mean?
know. It feels so weird to be like, come watch me play. Um, But yeah, I thought about it. I thought about doing one before the album announced, like maybe this weekend or something. So maybe
Nice.
you've motivated me to do that.
Yeah.
But I have been playing Fallout more than Skyrim now, so it might have
That
to be
works
Fallout
too.
4.
Stream whatever you want. People
Yeah,
watch it and then
it's true.
just talk about the
I enjoy
album.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then just talk about the album whilst playing the game or something like that. Play some music in the
That's
background.
kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But it'll mostly be me being like, oh yeah, the album, like
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
getting murdered. So it would be, I think I should do it. Thank you, James. You have actually inspired me to
No
do that.
worries. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching whilst I
Yes,
finish my uni assignments.
if you're the only one, then I'll be fine with that.
Awesome.
Enough.
Let's move on to songwriting. Big broad question. How long have you been writing songs for?
I think I wrote my first like song when I was about 12.
Do you remember it?
Uh, yes. Yeah, I do
What
actually.
is it?
I think it was called, wow, this is really I don't think I've ever even talked about this in an interview before. I think it was called Wooden Lullaby, and it was just about singing someone a nice little song on my new guitar that I just got that was made of wood.
Nice.
And
That's
yeah.
that's that's a very like I've asked a few people that question and they're always like something so goofy. But that one sounds like genuinely sweet, which is cool. I think you should release
Oh God, I
it.
have to remember it. I remember it. Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a really long time. But yeah, I started writing songs like when I started playing guitar, I guess.
And then when did it kind of ramp up to being a bit more serious songwriting?
Um, I actually think it was always pretty serious. Like I've always written a lot of songs. I went back to my mum and dad's place at the start of the year and I was going through my old CDs and like I made an album when I was like 14 with like 11 or 12 songs. Like I've always written a lot of songs and I've always been like I think it's just my like the way I think is like I like to like categorize out things. I'm like, well, if I've done one, then I'll make like another 10 and then I'll have that and like listing things out. So I've yeah, I've always taken it quite seriously, I think. But I think it's because I've never had the thought not to take it seriously and not to do it all the time. Like as soon as I started, I was like, oh, this is just something that I'm gonna do. Um, and yeah, I've just been doing it ever since, really.
Yeah. What's your approach to songwriting like? Like what gets you in the mood to start writing songs or inspires you? Where does that come from?
I would say it's changed over my life. Like when I was younger, it would probably just be happening like at all times. So I wouldn't even need to like get in the mood to do it. I would just be doing it already. But that's because I had so much free time, when you're a kid or a young adult. But for me now, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different things. The first thing is just be having time and being bored. Like, and not even like, oh, I'll have an hour to do writing, which I'll do. But like, if I have a day and I got nothing on, then I'll be writing a song because I'm like, oh, I'm bored enough that I'll sit down and actually relax and do that. But in terms of things like inspiration, like I would say documentaries at the moment for me.
Right.
Like even just learning like um, new words or words that sort of like open up a bit of a window to a whole bunch of new ideas, like history documentaries. Like I guess I was thinking about last night I was watching a documentary on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they were talking about like Togo, which I think is a Hoodoo Guru song about Togo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a cool idea for a song. And they're like, just those little words that when you say that in a song, it will open up. When someone hears it, they'll think of a whole bunch of other
Yeah,
things.
right.
Yeah, things like that, like really just unusual little like snippets of history or other stories that you can tie into your own stories. I think that inspires me.
Yeah. Do you get it from books at all?
I don't read that much. I read sometimes, but yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Books are great.
What inspired the music on this album? So thinking back, I'm guessing you wrote it, you know, months, years ago. What inspired that? And I saw that you did read something. I saw on your Spotify that the name of your last album was Seamus Heaney's Last Words.
Yes. Yay. Yes, you got me there. I
Yeah.
did actually. I
Um.
did do some reading.
Yep.
Um, well, I guess there's two questions, like what inspired the music and then what inspired the concept.
Yes. Tell me
Uh,
both.
yeah, I think the music was pretty heavily inspired by like I would say like horror movies. I got super into horror movies. And I just wanted to make something like I don't know, I think at the time of writing, which was like maybe 4 years ago now, I was feeling like kind of quite deeply like unsettled within. There was an unsettled nature to my presence on this earth. And I wanted to make music that made people feel like on edge because that's how I was feeling. And I was also watching a lot of horror movies and I loved how like the tropes of a horror movie, like it was kind of like this like such clever ways for you to make someone feel unsettled. And like all those little things that horror movies do. So the scores in horror movies is something that I listen to a lot to sort of inspire the actual music,
Yeah.
especially Midsummer. That film's soundtrack is so cool. I also listen to a lot of Lana Del Rey, but I'd always do that anyway. So that's kind of the combo. And then for the concept, I guess that came together later. I'd sort of I mean, the concept came together as the songs came together, which was very much um, slowly, to be honest. But yeah, just the concept of like acceptance. I think there's a lot of self-reflection,
Mm.
a lot of I hear a lot of songs at the moment that are like very blame centered, like pointing fingers at other people
Mm.
saying, you've hurt me, you've done this, you're bad. And like I think that can be totally valid, but it also I think songwriting can do so much more than that, where when you're telling a story, you can tell it from your own perspective, saying like, hey, this is what you've done bad, but to actually write a song where you reflect on yourself, that's going to give a lot more back to people listening because it's going to remind you that there's just always two sides. So I wanted it to make it like very self-reflective and like kind of practice my own ability to look at myself and think, okay, what part do I have to play in this conflict? Yeah, so and that's scary to do
It sounds
often.
scary. It's
It's
like,
very scary.
I'm like doing it listening to you talk about it. um,
Good, that's what we want,
that's the
right? Don't do it
point.
too hard.
No,
But
don't worry. I won't go too far into it.
but yeah, it's scary. And then also just like don't be afraid to do that because it's important and if it's good to do, you'll grow from doing that.
That concept works really nicely with the concept of the music, that scary self-reflection and that kind of scary themes of horror movies and writing songs surrounded by that. I can see the inspiration now of tying it all together.
Good. Yeah, it's nice when it like actually comes
Yeah,
together and sort of makes
I get it
sense.
now. I get it. Cool.
Good. Yay.
Um, we've been going for a bit, so I got one more question for you. Do you have a favorite song off the album? And I know a lot of artists treat them like they're just all their babies, and they can't pick a favorite. But I'm putting you under the bus here.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, oh, I've already
Okay, nice,
um
perfect.
yeah, it's funny because I just wrote them all so long ago. But I think it changes. At the moment, I like Annabelle is an album track. Yeah, I like that one. I like it because it's like I've never made anything like that before.
Very horror movie esque.
Yes, and it's got like these like Dr. Dre like church bells in it, which is pretty cool.
Nice. How'd you get the church bells?
Little keyboard, dong, dong. It's like this, yeah, I've said to Dan, I was like, there's this Eminem song with these sick church bells. I was like, I want that. And he was like, what? But I like it because of that. So
Fair enough.
when the album comes out, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Awesome. I'm very excited for it. Do you want to remind the people when it's coming out?
It's coming out on October 17th, which is next Friday from today,
I'll be playing it
which
lots
is
on next week's show. I'm very excited for it.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you for coming on. Truly a dream to interview, and thank you for having a chat about everything.
No worries. I'll see you on my Skyrim stream.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Awesome. Thanks heaps. Have a lovely day.